Hi, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick, author of the book The Charismatic Edge and creator of the online Charisma Training Academy. And in this particular video, I wanted to not only wish you a very happy 2014, but I wanted to share with you some insights that might be useful in order for you to have the best year possible. Now, elsewhere, you'll find a video about how I say how to have a miserable new year. And again, if you want a miserable new year, it's a great video to watch, full of lots of great insights about how to feel really terrible about the year. But in this particular video, I want to focus on actually having a great new year, what that means. A lot of people get the idea that they're going to set all these New Year's resolutions. And a lot of times I talk about pre-solutions or pre-solutions, which is figuring out whenever you're challenged with your resolutions or what you want to achieve, what are you going to do when you're challenged? So if you're giving up cigarettes, if you're becoming a non-smoker, what do you do in order to, I suppose, prepare for the challenges that might stop you from doing that, making sure that your resolutions are effective. Some people suggest don't use any resolutions whatsoever, and why do you pick January the 1st to set a goal? And they're all understandable, different perspectives, understandable perspectives. But really, when I'm talking about 2014, I don't want to spend much time talking about resolutions or goals or any of that sort of stuff. Instead, I want to talk to you about attitude. And that's the attitude and the most useful attitude to have when you think about the new year. You see, whether or not you're watching this on the 30th of January or 30th of December, the 1st of January, or some point in January, the reality is 2014 is going to be full of two things that you expect and things you don't expect. And the truth is that the more that you can handle what you expect and handle what you didn't expect or don't expect, the more likely you are to be able to have the best possible new year. What that means is you need to have the attitude of flexibility. That means being flexible enough to adapt to whatever happens. Because the truth is you will be challenged in 2014 like you were challenged in 2013. But if you can take every challenge and you can be flexible around it and figure out ways around it, you'll be far more likely to make sure that you'll build 2014 into the kind of magical year it could possibly be. Being flexible means adapting to whatever happens. So no matter what challenges you face, no matter what setbacks, you keep dusting yourself off, you keep learning, and you keep persevering and doing so with flexibility. So you're able to bounce around any obstacle or any challenge. The more you do that, the more likely you are to be able to get and create the kind of year, the kind of life that you want. In 2014, some great things are going to happen. One of the most important things you can do is to get that good feeling about 2014 and convince yourself right here now today that this year is going to be the best year ever. When you convince yourself of that, you start to look for evidence to prove it as being true. This is called the confirmation bias in psychology. Whenever you believe something, you're more likely to find evidence to prove it as being true. And therefore, you're also more likely to make it come true. So if you believe everything will be horrible, you look for evidence and you'll make it horrible. But if you believe everything's going to be absolutely wonderful, you're more likely to actually make it absolutely wonderful. In fact, 2013 for me, I had this feeling it was going to be amazing, and it truly was in many ways a wonderful, wonderful year. Some horrible things happened, some tragedies happened, some hard times happened, but at the end of the day, overall, there was a lot of great things that happened in 2013. And once you set your brain focused sharply on making 2014 the best year possible, and you imagine everything working out the way you want it to, you'll find yourself being really, really excited about the wonderful things that are going to happen. So being flexible is important. Persevering through challenges is important. Making sure that you expect 2014 to be the greatest year possible is important. And then keeping yourself balanced, focusing on your health, focusing on your fitness, focusing on your family, focusing on your relationships, focusing on your friends, focusing on your hobbies, focusing on your work and the different aspects of your work, focusing on you, and making sure that you're not just doing things, you're becoming the kind of person that you want. You make this the year to invest in you, to make 2014 the year where you become happy, you achieve certain things you've wanted to achieve for a long while now, and you make sure that this year serves to bring you into the next future, the next few years of your life in a way that makes you excited. The truth is that the best thing about the past is that it's over and it's full of great memories, memories of all the great things that you've experienced in your life. But at the end of your life, when you look back on how well your life went, you'll be looking at the things that you managed to become, who you became, the people that you spent time with. They're the things that really matters. So make sure that 2014 is the kind of year that you spend with the people that you love, is the kind of year that you connect with old friends, is the kind of year that you learn and grow in new ways, is the kind of year that you start to move forward no matter what the setbacks are. And the tougher you're challenged, the stronger you become. And every tough challenge that comes along, you bounce back stronger and you're flexible to go around and to deal with situations and challenges more easily. By having that attitude and expecting 2014 to be the most incredible year yet, you'll make sure that you start to enjoy it, and you'll make sure that you make it happen and you make it so. I do wish you the most happiest and the most wonderful new year you could possibly have. I hope that this year brings you everything you desire. You're going to see quite a lot of me on the internet, unless you don't bother watching, but you're going to see a lot of opportunities to see me on the internet with all sorts of new things that I'll be doing. So again, may I wish you a very happy 2014. May I say thank you so much for your support, for taking the time to watch the videos, and for interacting with me in the different ways that you do. And may everything in your life work out the exact way you always wanted it to. And most of all, may you go out into the world, may you impact the world, allow the world to impact you, and always be a legend in your own lunchbox. I'm Owen Fitzpatrick. Happy New Year.